Hi, my name's Phoebe and I'm one half of treetoprocks, which is a social enterprise in the central west of Scotland. We're based in Glasgow and we operate in various woods and estates and country parks around Glasgow. So today I'm going to do a video to just show you a few of the techniques that we use to ascend and descend a tree. Before we do that, I'd just like to tell you a tiny bit more about what we do. If you found this video, it means you're either on our website already or you're on our YouTube channel. But just to mention that we are a community interest company. So what that basically means is we run tree climbing and rock climbing events for the general public, for businesses as part of their corporate team building, for community groups such as the Scouts and the Brownies, and all our profits are invested into providing confidence building educational 4-week courses with a tree climbing and rock climbing component for less advantaged children in the city of Glasgow. So if you book a tree climbing or a rock climbing event with treetoprocks, you're not only hopefully having a good day yourself, you're also helping less advantaged children in the city. Okay, so when I said to Graham, who's the other half of treetoprocks, I was going to do a video today with tree climbing techniques, his first reaction was, no, don't do it, because there is a fear that people will go on YouTube, they'll watch a video, and then they'll try this at home, kids. I can't emphasize what a bad idea that would be. If you don't have experience or qualifications in this industry, it's a very, very silly thing to watch a video and go and get harnesses and ropes and try it yourself. You could seriously come a cropper. We want to encourage people to climb trees. If you want to climb trees, go out there, use the branches of the tree. By definition, if you're using branches you can reach, you're not going to get into, hopefully not going to get into bother. Okay, so I just want to talk a little bit about the 5 layers of the tree. This is not a biology lesson, so I'm going to keep it simple, because I want to talk to you about the cambium saver, we need to talk about the layers of the tree first. So this lovely beech tree, the trunk that has 5 layers. So we've got the outer bark, which protects the tree from insects and the environment and regulates its moisture intake. And underneath we have the inner bark, or the phloem, which helps to pass nutrients through the rest of the tree. Underneath that you have the cambium cell layer, which is the part of the tree that grows. And below the cambium cell layer is the sapwood, which plays an important role in transporting moisture up through the tree to the leaves. And finally, at the very center of the tree, you have something called the heartwood. What I find really interesting about the heartwood is it's actually dead wood, but it's very important because it provides balance and stability for the tree. Now, people ask us sometimes, do the ropes damage the bark, the inner bark, the outer bark, the inner bark, the cambium cell layer? And the answer to that is yes, they would. If we slung a rope over a tree branch and it was rubbing as we were climbing up and down, that would eventually damage the tree. So to prevent that from happening, you have something called a cambium saver, and it does exactly what it says on the tin. It saves the cambium cell layer, but also the outer bark and the inner bark. And this is slung over the branch, it fits snugly on the branch, and it doesn't move. It's nice and padded, so it protects the bark. And then it has 2 anchor rings, and the climbing rope goes through these anchor rings, and as you're ascending and descending, and the rope is sort of rubbing, it's only rubbing on these anchor rings. So there you have it. Okay, and now we're going to climb the tree. Okay, so I'm attached here now with my screw gate, my locking device. This is the bit of tree climbing that I find really fascinating. The fact that the ascension and descension is all done with 2 prussicks. A prusik is simply a loop of rope that you tie around your climbing rope in a special way. But what's so fascinating about this to me is that the rope is loose enough to push up and down, and yet when you land on it and put your weight on it, it actually locks. And I don't know, call me a rope nerd, but I just think that's pretty neat. Okay, so I'm going to start climbing. So I've got my foot prusik here, and I've got my hand prusik here, and what I'm going to do is pull this up as high as I can whilst still more or less standing on the ground. The first bit is the least elegant bit. Okay, and then I will slide my foot prusik up. Can you see that's already locked? So yeah, I'm going to put my foot in my foot prusik. I have to use this foot. I always have to use this foot, and I'll tell you a bit more about that in a minute, but let's just do the first little bit of Ascension, just make sure I'm not too twisted. Okay, so can you see this is locked as well? I'm going to pull myself up to my full height, and then simply slide this up, and you can take your foot out and slide that up, or you can actually keep your foot in, but slide that up as far as you can go, and push again to your full height, and you're sliding that up. And at any point, as you can see, if I've had enough, I want a rest, I simply just let go and it locks. Okay, so I'm going to keep going, and while I'm climbing, I'm going to talk to you about a few things. Now, a lot of the adults, particularly parents of young children, they find out what it is that we do, and they say, oh, this would be amazing for my kids, but there's no way I could do it myself because I have a fear of heights. I don't have any confidence. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I can't use this leg, and that's relevant to the whole fear of heights thing, because I actually had a very serious accident in 2010. It wasn't connected to tree climbing or rock climbing. I had a fall from a 60-foot window onto concrete, and I was in hospital for a long time. I was in a coma. They had to rebuild my pelvis, my back, my lower back. There's a metal rod in my leg. So I'm terrified of heights. I genuinely am scared of heights. And when I do this, it's not coming from a place of, this is easy for me. It's coming from a real place of fear, and I've had to work with that fear. And there's a few things that have helped me. So Hazel Finlay, who's a professional British climber, does a lot of talks about overcoming fear when you're rock climbing, and the techniques she talks about are relevant to tree climbing as well. And I think the first one is, she talks about whether fear serves you or not. And what she means by that is, once you've decided that you're going to climb, and you're trusting in your equipment, or you're trusting in the people who are helping you to climb, in this case us, once you've already made that decision, the panicking when you're halfway up is not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to be useful, so that's the first thing I try and remind myself when I'm up a tree or a rock face. And believe me, there have been times when I've been rock climbing and I've been up so far that I can't see my B-layer at the bottom, the wind's whistling around my ears, I've been holding on to a crag. I've actually been in tears, because I really am scared of heights. But I've tried to remind myself that fear doesn't serve you. So the other thing that she said, sorry, I'll just turn myself around so you can hear me. The other thing that she said is, try to, this is kind of a Buddhist thing as well, try to really focus on the moment that you're in. So focus on the thing that you can feel, the tree trunk in front of you, the feel of, the air around your face, the colours that you're looking at, the feel of the rope under your fingers. If you focus on those things, it really does help with, keeping those panicky feelings at bay. And the last thing I want to say is, we really encourage you adults or kids, anyone who has a fear of heights, to come and tree climb with us and tell us that you're scared. We will take care of you. We're not gonna just strap you up and say, right, off you go. We treat different people according to their capability, according to their level of comfort. You know, you don't even have to go particularly high. You can go as high as this, come down again. Go as high as this, come down again. You can do that as many times as you want in your hour. All right, so don't let the fear put you off, because I tell you what, it really, really improves your confidence. You know, if you can overcome a fear of heights, or any kind of fear, but in this case a fear of heights, you really feel like you achieved something, and that confidence spills over into your daily life. Okay, so we talked about fear, let's get on to the fun. Right, tree climbing, I love it, because when you get to points like this, you can really start communicating with the tree. So we're getting up to our first kind of branch here. This is the bit that the kids love. Hook myself down here. Oh, I'll lower myself down a bit because I'm actually too high. And there we go. I'm on my first branch. And I mean, it's just gorgeous. Even this high, which is relatively low, I'm getting a completely different view of the forest. You know, I can see little beasties in the tree. I can see the trunk, the patterns, and it's just really nice, you know. And don't forget, as you can see, this locking device just locks. The other thing that the kids love to do, usually when they get to about this point, is swing. So just to show you how safe it is, I'm having a nice little push around here. And I'm swinging, and all the while the cambium saver is doing its job, protecting this lovely beech tree, which we've got to treat with a bit of respect. So I've got a little bit higher than the last time I saw you. I'm having to shout a bit because I'm not sure if you guys can hear me from down there. But I can't even emphasize how great it is up at this point. You know, I'm not that far off the ground, but I'm starting to really get into you know, the main bit of the tree. I can see over the tops of the branches. I can see the view over towards, well, it's the Ascension bridge where I am, but every tree's different. And a bit of standing up here on a branch, which might look scary, but remember, if I fall off my branch, I'm just going to lock. So this really, really is fantastic. You know, anyone who does it really enjoys it. We've never taken anyone up that hasn't enjoyed it. Okay, I'm going to keep going a little bit higher, and I'll see you when I get closer to my cambium saver. Bye for now. I can see through a gap in the trees to the Clyde, part of the River Clyde over there, to the beach down at Erskine. What a view, I don't want to come down. Okay, that's pretty much up at the cambium saver. So, to come down, all you're doing is pushing, you'll press it down, and if you feel yourself going too fast, you simply let go and the whole thing locks. So I'm going to show you going too fast, and then I'm going to show you locking. Oh, I feel like I'm going too fast. I've let go and the whole thing's locked. And it's locked. Yeah, you don't have to push your bottom one down. Your top one will actually meet the bottom, and it will push it down for you. Yeah. Okay. Wow, that was really something. That was pretty nice up there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Head over to our booking page. You'll be able to book the different kinds of tree climbing sessions and rock climbing sessions. If there's anything you want to do that you don't see on our booking page, and by that I mean if you're a community group or a company who wants to do corporate team building, or if you want to have a birthday party, that's when you need to get in touch with us. There's a form on our website, there's phone numbers, there's email addresses. Just get in touch with us, we can accommodate all that kind of stuff. So yeah, and remember, as I said before, if you book with us, you're not just having a good day yourself, you're doing something, helping us to do something really good for children who are less advantaged. Okay, lovely to have you here today, and hope to see you soon.